I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, barely breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
I was 6 feet under.
Okie dokie.
It's Monday.
Wait, what?
Yes.
It's Monday?
It will be for you.
No, it's not today.
It will be for you tomorrow.
Don't confuse me like that because I went, wait a second. Hold on. Hold up. Wait 1 minute.
Happy hump day,
Okay,
everybody.
so just, I don't know why that made me. Have you seen there's a commercial, a Geico commercial where they brought,
There's a new Geico.
they brought back,
The camel?
no. Daggone it. I just had it in my head.
Caveman?
No, it was an old classic rap. Fudge Sickles. I had it in my brain. And
Okay.
the one guys who did Whoop, there it is.
Yeah, okay.
I can't remember who their name is.
I
now.
got you, yeah. But go ahead.
Yeah, but they're in somebody's house, and instead of doing Whoop, there it is like they're talking about ice cream. Scoop, there it is. Scoop. That's
Well, you know.
chocolata. And scoop. And then he turns around, sprinkles.
That's awesome.
I keep
Is that like the rat problem?
Yeah. No. It was talking about some,
The rat problem?
No.
Rat
That was,
infestation?
no, this one was like, it's like, you've been doing so well at this and that and the other and blah, 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 blah. And then turns around and goes, it's almost as good as having, and I can't remember their name. It literally escapes me right now.
Doing an ice cream party.
Yeah, it's doing an ice cream party in her house, and all this,
Scoop,
and like the mom's in there jamming, and the dad and the daughter come in a little bit later, and the daughter's like, ew, and turns around and walks away, and the dad's like, yeah.
Because they're white.
They were all black.
No, they're white. It's the whitest of white.
No, they weren't.
I don't care.
They were.
It's the whitest of white commercials, and I'm
No, you know what makes them white is the fact that it's age. It's not even color.
It's age.
anymore. They've hit that age where like
It doesn't matter.
nostalgia kicks in, and
It doesn't matter how cool you were.
Yeah, it's cool then. It's cool now. Doesn't matter what these young bucks say, and they're just like jamming it out.
Yeah.
And yeah,
You got the
yeah, they're doing the white thing. It's so funny.
doing a Carlton.
Yeah, almost.
Pretty much.
Almost. Chocolata. Scoop.
Sprinkle.
No, and he does it too. What a dude! He like grabs a whole handful and he's just like sprinkles, and like throws.
Wow, like confetti.
It was funny.
Oh, that's
I may have to get that while we're on
I
the
think we
break
need
and
to,
show it to
find
you
a,
because it's funny. So this story has me very confused.
it's very perplexing, isn't it?
I don't understand the logic behind it.
It's fine. You don't have to.
So
There is none.
there's a law in place to help police prevent prostitution on the streets of New York.
There is.
Or there was.
Well, there was.
There was.
That is befuddling because there's definitely still and has always been prostitution on the streets of New York
now
City.
it's just legal.
Wait, what?
Like what Oregon did.
Wait, what?
Except for we're going to talk about that. It's a little bit different.
What?
Yeah, since 1976, New York Penal Law, Section 240.37.
You said penal.
I know, because that's funny. Just like anal. Anyway,
right.
of time. Our newsletter.
Yeah, that's
Your
right.
Defender. Anyway, criminalized loitering in public places.
What a plug.
If a police officer ascertained that the person loitering was doing so in order to commit prostitution. So you could stand around on a street corner unless they thought you were trying to be a prostitute.
Right.
So it was discrimination against prostitutes because apparently
Tag team.
That's it. Thank you. I knew it. It was in my brain, and yeah. Anyway, I'll have it. We'll play it. If you haven't seen it, we're gonna play it later. It's so funny. Anyway.
Okay.
But yeah, it's how it used to be in New York until Tuesday, when the New York governor, Lord Almighty, His Excellency Andrew Cuomo, signed a bill to end the law. Critics of the law say that it is it was vague. Yeah, we'll play it. It's funny.
Yeah. I see.
It is vague and allowed too much subjective interpretation that led to abuse by police officers.
Led to abuse, huh?
It did. It did. Data from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services said that almost 1,300 people were arrested between 2012
Yeah.
and 2015.
Okay, well, were they committing prostitution?
Doesn't say. They were.
As an illegal act, were they committing prostitution?
I don't know. It just says that 1,300 people in 3 years, and mathematically that's what, maybe close to one a day.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, well, closer. Well, 1.7 something of a day. Anyway, and of those, 85% were black or Latino.
Mm-hmm.
Because white people in New York don't have time to stand around. They got junk to do.
Junk to do, and they don't mean the...
Yeah, they don't mean that.
They don't mean the prostitutes.
Those who called for the end of the law called it the walking while trans ban.
I'm sorry, what?
Walking while trans ban.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Quote, for too long, New York has permitted police to target New Yorkers solely for their gender expression and, frankly, their existence. That was New York City council member Carlina Riviera.
Oh, she has a very deep voice.
She does. It's smoking.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
that
does make sense.
And in New York, I mean, you can say
the
what
smog.
Yeah, I was gonna say what you want. There's a lot of
Funny enough, we got a story about that sort of thing coming up too.
No,
Anyway,
it's almost like
we're tying it all in.
It's
today.
weird. It's like
know.
we've done this for 4 years or something. Anyway,
come on.
Quote, the loitering statute, known as the Walking While Trans Law, has fueled discrimination in our neighborhoods, especially in its discrimination against black women and trans women of color. That, according to the state senator, Julia Salazar.
Are they actually trans women?
I don't know.
Are they actually women?
I don't know. I'm still having a problem, and I know most people listening are feeling like we've missed something. There might have been a glitch or a lag in the thing.
There hasn't been.
It went from
prostitution.
No. We're going to go back to properly. It went from loitering to something that discriminates against trans.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how.
And in between there was prostitution.
Yeah, and I don't know where that connection is. I'm still trying to figure it out. So if anybody has any ideas of what I missed, let me know. But I'm not sure how one leads to the other.
Apparently trying to get a quickie.
I guess. The New York chapter of the American Civil Liberties Union said that the statement they celebrated alongside their, quote, trans plus gender nonconforming advocate partners, end quote, for the development.
Okay.
So, yeah. So there was a law.
There was a law that was against prostitution, but it was technically against loitering for prostitution purposes.
They figure they couldn't, I guess for some stupid reason that...
You can't get them for prostitution because it's selling your body.
Yeah, and that's
It's a binding contract between two adults. We get it.
Yeah.
Technically, it's legal.
Yeah, technically taking a woman out to dinner and taking her to bed that night
could also be considered
count if you want to get technical.
You want to be,
So they just said to nip it at the bud, nip it at its core, take it out at the knees.
If you're standing around a street corner
and even thought to be suspected of prostitution,
you're a prostitute, and
then
you're getting arrested.
That's the only time loitering works. So how does that did that not apply to like drug dealers? I'm just curious.
It was, loitering while being a prostitute.
Yeah, but I was going to say, do you think they could have pulled that excuse out? Cop comes up, says, hey, you're loitering and we think you're here for prostitution. No.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Sex sells. Sex sells, and I'm trying to sell drugs here, sir. Oh, okay, I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. You go right ahead.
And you go right ahead.
Yeah.
I wonder if that would have worked.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
No. Officer, I'm a crack dealer.
I'm here to buy meth.
Ma'am, you obviously have more teeth than that.
It's a sir. I'm a sir.
Oh, excuse me.
It's a
sir, ma'am.
It's a long week.
Speaking of trans, so SNL had a thing.
A thing. They always have a thing.
They had a couple jokes.
They're not as funny as they used to be.
No, but apparently they had some yucks.
No. I'm sorry.
They had some.
I reserve the right to decide.
Okay, well, I'm not going to judge them.
Okay,
because they're trying to make comedy.
Okay.
We'll put it that way. They're trying to make up. All right. So the left, bless you.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No,
the left is attacking.
Oh, that popped my back too.
Yeah, good.
Good Lord.
They're attacking themselves again.
Aren't they? Hold on.
No, they're attacking. They're attacking themselves.
They're not supposed to. That's the whole point of the two-party system that they've designed. Is it's supposed to be conflict. You divide people. You fight with the opposite side, not with your own.
Inside the party, you have people that want to make light of situations and people that are offended about everything. So you can't have that.
That's what happens when you
are offended by everything.
When you're offended by everything and you start using people like that to justify the means of your actions. When you become aligned with people like that to further your agenda, then eventually it comes back to bite you.
So Saturday Night
Literally,
Live,
one might say.
Right. Saturday Night Live, one of the comedians, Michael Che, co-host of The Weekend Update.
Oh, yeah. Oh, don't tell me.
During the show
You don't have to tell me who Michael Che is. I know exactly.
Okay. Well, during the show.
I never miss a Weekend Update.
Right. Right. So during the show segment a few days back, Che,
not Guevara,
right, noted that President Joe Biden reversed the former President Trump's ban on transgender people in the military, as the crowd dutifully responded with applause and cheers and yeah. And he continued, "It's good news, especially for Biden, except Biden is calling the policy, don't ask, don't tuck."
No, that is funny.
It's good, right?
I like that.
See?
That was good.
The audience then responded with very nervous laughter.
Why? What? I mean, why would you be nervous about that?
Because they understand, as the left, they can't make jokes about things that the left puts on a pedestal.
How miserable.
You cannot laugh about quilt bag systems as a leftist. You cannot make a joke about quilt bag setup as a leftist, because as a leftist, that is politically incorrect and you will be chastised.
Yeah. No,
So here's what happened. The outcry from Che's fellow leftists was heard loud and clear. Charlotte Clymore, a lesbian Army vet, with the Catholics for Choice, lambasted Che and SNL. She said, "What is Saturday Night Live's weird obsession with transphobic nonsense? I honestly don't get it. It's so lazy and sad." Last night, Michael Che joked about the repeal of the trans ban being called "Don't Ask, Don't Tuck." Who is this joke for? Everyone. It's for everyone, Charlotte.
Okay, first off, I'm thankful that I'm not
a leftist
in the left. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And you know what? It's not even because I disagree passionately with 99.9999999% of their agenda.
Nine.
It's the fact that those are the most miserable people.
They hate everything.
Nothing is fun. They literally are the party poopers of life.
Yeah.
Nothing is fun. There's no happy. Thou shalt not laugh.
Thou shalt not have funs.
Yeah. How dare you have a good time and make a joke?
Right.
You know, that's because that's what jokes used to be.
Oh, they were so good.
It was never meant
to harm.
To harm. Now, do people use it to backhandedly do something? Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
It's a joke. The entire point of a jester was to vent the frustrations of the people in front of the king while making him laugh at himself.
Yeah, basically to come out and say, "Look, king, you're being a douche.
You're a fool,"
without turning around and putting himself in a situation that would get him killed.
By the way, juggling.
Yeah.
You douche.
That's exactly what it was. And the king would go, "Oh my God, that's so funny. That's horrible. Let's change that." It was a way of softening the thing, because again, and we've had this conversation with Kerry before, you
soften the political blow.
Yes, you can't, if you walk into any type of situation with anyone, okay, and you both are adamant that you do not agree,
Hard stand.
Yes, either of you make a single accusatory statement of any kind.
It's over. It's done.
It's done. Walls go up, defenses are go up, already higher than what they already were walking into it.
Bang, boom, done.
So all jokes are is ways to make the point without being accusatory.
Right.
And I'm sorry that the whole thing with the trans being allowed in the military, it's not the individual per se.
No, but
It's not.
It is as a group a problem.
That pushing thing is a problem. I was thinking more along the lines of it's a mental issue.
That's what I mean. As a group, it's a mental issue area. It's a problem.
If a person walks into something thinking that they are not who they are physically,
right,
who they have been told they are physically. And I would understand if you were born like a hermaphrodite or, had to pick at childbirth and mom and dad guessed wrong or whatever.
Yeah, right.
I got that.
Right. That's like the tenth of a percent. But yes.
I can excuse all that. But if you have spent your life as whatever, and for whatever reason, because of your life and your childhood, you suddenly decide, well, I'm not happy with where I am. I must change myself and get attention the way I want to. So I am no longer, like Ellen Page. I go from being a lesbian to a trans man or woman or whatever the hell it is. And again, I argue that is only because of the fact that she has now gotten to the point where she doesn't want to be lesbian anymore, but she has tasted that power that I don't know, what would you call that the benefits of being able to be in a marginal situation like that, and she doesn't want to give that up. So she's turning around and claiming that she is actually a man, so when she's now seen dating a man, it won't look
fine.
Like she has abandoned the LGBT. She is now just taking it up a level.
Right. It's now second. It's a second. It's another notch.
Yeah. It's all this is.
Oh, no. Not only is she now a man in a woman's body, but he is a woman in a man's body. So it's perfectly fine.
That's what I'm saying. She's covered on all ends. But you can't have that kind of when a person has that. There's something wrong. Something happened. And there are people who, no matter what happens, are convinced that that's how it is, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine
for you.
You go through all the stuff, you go through all the changes, you get all that stuff done, knock yourself out.
If it makes you better, okay.
But if you're talking about these trans people, and I use the term loosely and with complete exaggerated air quotes.
Yeah, very, very exaggerated.
But these trans people that are free to use any bathroom anywhere because they suddenly decide it, you're asking for problems then because... War, in case you've never been, if you've never been in the military, is a very high, stressful situation. You need a clear head. You need to have some semblance of mental faculties there. And if you're already having an issue, an identity problem walking into it, it's going to affect you down the road.
Heck,
it may not be right away, but at some point it's going to come back. And then you add what already happens, the damage that comes from being in the military, the PTSDs and everything else that happens from there. Compound that with gender dysphoria.
Oh,
they're going to be dead when they graduate. When they get out of the military or retire or whatever,
they're out.
They're done. The spiral down for that individual will be so fast.
Just in the return back to civilian life.
That was the hardest thing I ever had to do. I'm not kidding you. I've quit smoking, and that was nothing compared to trying to reassimilate back into civilian life after the military. I did. I had 2 breakdowns, like locked myself in my room or in my house and, shut down for 3 days, and bawled my eyes out.
Yeah.
It was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. So can you imagine that on top of I can't figure out who I am?
Or what I am?
Or why I can't feel like I don't know who I am or what I am?
Yeah, that's a problem.
You're just asking for it. It's not a dig against the person's trying to protect the people already in there. And there might be somebody who has got a trans issue, gender dysphoria, whatever, and there may never be a visible issue so long as that person is signed up and doing service. From the time in, time out, there may not be a single problem and it may flow perfectly.
Right.
But if it doesn't, the consequences, the results of that are far more devastating.
Pretty tragic, honestly.
And I'm just, I hate when people do that stuff. They try to paint that. The left always paints it as, oh, well, you just hate people. No.
We don't hate
care
people.
about people. If this person is not mentally sound, let's get them mentally sound. And once they
Right.
get their junk together, even if they still decide that it is a guy in a girl's body or vice versa,
Yeah.
then get that nailed down, get them to a place where they are mentally okay, surgery and all, and then go, okay, let's now move into something else.
Yeah. Now that you're done with that process, let's
Yes.
start working on the other part.
Yes,
Okay?
take the steps and move that direction. Don't just throw them in there.
Don't go halfway through.
That's literally taking a live grenade and just pulling the pin and throwing it in there and hoping to God it's a dud.
Yeah. Maybe this is not going to be a bad one. Whoop.
Yeah, they might move when they see it. They might not. You know, there's all kinds of,
Count to 5.
yeah.
1, 2, 3. Anyway.
2, 1, 2. Oh,
Speaking of counting, all right. Kevin Hutchins over on the Twitters. I'm confused. Is it still okay to be a man in a woman's body?
only when she consents.
That's right. That's completely right.
Only when she consents.
Debbie over there on the Facebook. You guys are quite entertaining. Thank you.
We try.
We do sometimes.
We do try.
No,
Like it's
no, it's not. Anyway, you
well, actually a lot of it's natural.
Yeah, it's
You want to just
we don't-
nip
we're
all
not-
this in the
yeah,
bud?
We're
and-
not trying. This
No.
is not trying. But I do want to nip this in the bud because
wanna
now-
go ahead
now
and
that
show
you
this?
Yeah, you had the commercial.
Okay.
We're gonna do the commercial.
Yeah,
so
buddy.
let's get to it here.
Tasha, did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and a whole lot more? So what are you waiting for?
Geico,
Get
not a
approved
sponsor.
Tag team to help you plan dessert.
Fresh vanilla, rocky road, chocolate peanut butter cookie dough. Scoop, there it is. Scoop, there it is. Scoop, there it is. Scoop, there it is. Scoop, shakalaka, shakalaka, shakalaka.
See, look.
It's just old. It's just being old.
Geico. Switch today and see all the ways you could save.
If you like this video, be sure and share with your friends.
Oh.
And if you'd like to see more
gosh.
Geico Brilliance, hit the subscribe button.
Oh gosh,
I don't care what anybody says. That is just too damn funny.
that's good.
I love that every time
That's good.
it comes on.
Yeah, that's
Sprinkle.
all right. I'll take it. Yeah, you know what? You sold me.
The first time
Not
I
on Geico, but you sold me on the commercial at least.
Yeah, the first time I saw it, like, because when they have those retro things back, like you could understand somebody like Run DMC,
Right,
you know, somebody
yeah.
like that. But the fact that they,
Had those sprinkles.
I'm just saying,
so good.
when you get Tag Team, who, by the way, like, I don't know of any other song they did other than,
Tag team back again. Party on now. Let's-
yeah, that's the song.
Yeah.
Whoop, there it is. Other than that,
That's it.
I don't know of any other song they did. So the fact that they went 30 years plus into the past and pulled a one-hit wonder out, and they're still around and alive,
Yep.
it was just, I don't know.
And then it was ice cream scoop.
yeah. Chocolate.
Wow.
See, that's the stuff that makes me happy.
That's the good stuff in life. Why? Okay. Charlotte,
Huh?
you know what?
Charlotte? Who's Charlotte?
Charlotte, the person who got really upset at the SNL people.
Oh, okay.
Charlotte.
I thought we were done with that.
No. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
You, lady, lesbian, military vet. Thank you for your service.
Indeed.
You like to laugh. You just also like to get upset at people for no reason.
It's true. You have to have something to make you feel important.
You can laugh at this. Even you can laugh at this, Charlotte.
Should.
Yes.
You should.
Even Charlotte can laugh at this.
I hope. I can't live in a world where you can't laugh at,
The good, funny commercials?
well, and not even good funny commercials. Like, people are so afraid of laughing at themselves or somebody else.
Yeah.
Like, life is not that effing serious.
Oh, no.
Okay?
We take it way too seriously.
It's not.
Please stop it.
If you can't laugh at some of this stuff, if you can't laugh at what is obviously stupidity, even if you agree on certain things,
You know it's stupid.
if you know it's stupid or being done stupid, you should be able to at least admit that.
Right. Like, that's funny. That's
You
a
know?
good pun. All right? If somebody makes a good pun, give them the pun.
Yeah, don't ask, don't tuck. That's funny.
That's funny. That's a good job.
That's whatever. Guys, I'm tired of it. Bring hashtag bring humor back.
That's right.
Bring
There we
humor
go.
back.
That's what we're doing. Adam W. Johnson over the Twitters. And for some reason, putting sprinkles on my ice cream triggers my wife. So during that commercial, I always join in on that part.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Sprinkles!
It's the funniest part to me. And I don't know why, but
Because of the way that he does it. He grabs an entire double-fisted handful of sprinkles and just, sprinkles!
yeah. No, that's funny.
That's good. It's really, really good. Yeah. Also ice cream. Who doesn't like ice cream? Oh, I have, we have Lumpies in the house.
When did y'all go?
I went.
When?
Like a week or two ago.
Oh, did you see Buck?
No, he wasn't there.
He's never hardly there. He's only there for
He's there
like
he's there for like 3 hours,
two or 3 hours in the morning, and that's it. And he's
like,
gone.
just to make ice cream.
Because I've been wanting, like, I've introduced the girls to him,
Yeah.
or like to him, but to Lumpies, and they love it.
Yeah, and you want to
And
introduce him to them.
Yeah, and I could never catch his ass. and I'm
Every
just like,
time. Every
show up.
freaking time I'm there. It's upsetting. I love the man, but it's upsetting. Like, he's got all this thing, everything going on, blah, 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 but still.
I mean, good for him for staying busy and all, but
Oh, yeah. Like, great.
like I've made jokes at I can't remember his name, but the guy that his number two, the bigger
yeah,
guy
yeah.
with the gray hair.
Yeah.
And I've looked at him, I'm like, does he not work anymore? Does he think he's just done now? He's like, no, he comes in and makes it. I'm like, no, it's not acceptable.
No. He has to be here.
You can't, if he's not around, and maybe I'm just missing the times.
It's not Lumpies if he's not around, but that's
I
because
was
he
gonna
was
say-
always there.
And I understand that.
He's now
and
the
he
boss.
needs a
He's a
break.
boss. He needs to be able to do his
But
job.
you can't have all that mustache memorabilia around and not
be the
have
mustache
him there.
guy. Yeah.
It just doesn't work.
That's what it is. All right, we're coming back.
This is Defenders Live.
I could do that forever. It's so good. All right.
I like our new bumper music.
I do too.
I like all of it.
It makes me happy.
It's so good.
There's still some tweaks we need to do.
Yeah, but that's
they're
fine.
tweaks.
not overall overhauling.
It's like
it's like adjusting it a half a second.
Yeah, the best way that I can look at it is like you've bought a car. It's a brand new car. You love all of it the way it is. There's just small little things that you want to do to make it more yours. You know,
Right.
put the little
Individualism,
dice.
you know.
Yeah, dice in the window or in the mirror.
The
rearview
fuzzy
mirror.
dice?
Fuzzy dice
You
in the
want-
rearview
you like
mirror.
fuzzy dice?
No, I don't. But I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to go like profound. I mean,
Like my wife, she decided to put up the Death Star on the back.
I saw that.
That's funny.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's good.
You know, little things like that. You kind of want to tweak it a little bit to personalize it and make it more you and
Make it
your
yours.
thing, and that's what we.
I
need
don't
to
do that with cars though.
I don't. Well, I don't either. But mine is because I've gotten to the point,
Cars
and I don't
are
know.
completely utilitarian for me.
No, mine's completely different. I don't want people knowing who I am or what I'm driving. Like, does that make sense? Like, like back in the day, I used to like if I had my old truck or if I've done something like that, I don't care. You know, I
Throw
got
it on the back,
stickers
do
on
whatever,
it, whatever. But like my car that I got now, I don't want to put stickers or any identifying marks because
You don't want people to know.
it's a silver car, and it's not that I'm doing anything wrong. It's not, but
It's
I
just
like the fact.
nondescript.
Yeah, it blends in with every other silver car that drives around, and I just like being that whole.
Silver, huh? Mine's
Yeah.
gold.
Well, because if you put what I really like about it, and this is actually a hook, if you don't have any identifying marks on your car, like I don't, then you run the risk of people going, "Hey, I think I saw you the other day,"
All the time.
all the time,
Because
And
it's like
I don't
saw
go
you drive-
anywhere.
I saw you drive by the other day.
Exactly, and it starts up a conversation. They come to you, they want to talk to you, and
They
you're not doing
see
anything.
You getting out of your car,
and there's
They're
no
like,
manipulation about it at all, really.
I've seen you get out. I've seen you drove by the other day. What were you doing?
I don't want people knowing. I don't want people driving going, "Oh, there he goes. Wonder what he's doing." Because I've done that before. I've seen
You
people,
know the people.
Yeah, and I come from, if I've got family who live in a very small town who go so far as to not only do identifying marks on their car, but
also
most
know
of the
everybody
town
else.
do the vanity plates.
Oh no!
And the vanity plates that have the family name on it.
Oh no.
Yeah. And in order, like, so if the parents will be like, you know,
Smith 1,
and the kids will be Smith 2 and
3,
on.
4, 7.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And so it's very easy to go, hey, I saw, you know, Randall riding the other day and, you know, and all these other little things. Where was he going?
When you get to the grandkids, it's instead of continuing on with the numbers, the grandkids have like Smith 2-1.
Yeah. 2.0.
2.1.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. No, I know. It's fine. But no, I don't like I like being the incognito. I like that nobody's staring at me. I like that aside from you going so far as to memorize my license plate.
Creeper.
Or pay attention. Yeah, you're not, I'm in and out, do my business, and I don't get bothered. I like it that way.
It's nice.
Don't get me wrong. There's some awesome stuff. I have so many window vinyls and things that I want to put on that I want to put up. I have always wanted, and I'm talking going back years. And then I go, no, because what happens if, you know, wreck the car and it's gone now?
And now you have to buy another one.
And exactly. And then it goes to the whole identifying thing. Like, no, I'm good. Just I keep them and I save them and I have them on like a little.
I'm the same exact way. Like that's what I'm saying. It's more to me. The car is utilitarian, and I want it to be as nondescript as possible. I know that my car is a little different than cars, but it's a Kia.
Yeah. Well, but funny. But on the flip of that, with my motorcycle. On the bike, like I'll deck out the vest.
Oh
the
yeah,
bike.
well it's a bike. You might as well show it off.
Yeah,
Everybody
I want it
can
to
see
be.
you.
Yeah, I want everyone to know. Oh, good, there goes Dylan. Like that's what I want
on the bike.
On the bike, in the car.
Nah, no.
I got tinted windows in my car.
It's not.
I really do.
Yeah,
it's not.
You can't go too dark though.
The hell I can't.
All right.
I know people, son.
I know you.
Don't question me.
I'm just saying.
And the worst part about it is all they do is be like, "Hey, you need to take that off."
Okay. Actually, they can
Roger
that for that now.
No, I know,
but still,
they don't.
They can.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know, officer, that it was 50% darker than it should be.
Well, they say that like the limit is supposed to, what is it, like 32?
Something.
It's 32, and I can't remember the gauge that they use, but it's 32 is the number. You can't go lower than. So you go to like a 35 or even a 40, because what most people don't realize, even on cars, like if you don't have tint on your car, there's tint on your car.
Always.
You just don't know it. It's very light.
It's a thin, light layer, yeah.
Yeah. So
it's actually built into the glass.
Yeah. So you put like a 40 or a 35 on there, and it drops it to that point or just a little bit less, and that one little point they're not going to complain about.
Yeah.
And you just let it ride, and it's still dark.
Still darker than the rest.
Yeah. Anyway, that was car talk. No.
with Dylan Lyles.
Can't do that. Yeah, no. Can't take that name. I'm not paying them for that. So, but anyway,
So going from prostitution transphobicness to
apparently states are like there's a lot of states, thanks to Biden going in and writing all of these executive orders.
Yeah.
A lot of states are now feeling that they can just
write any laws they want.
Change things now. Now's the time for change.
This is this is the hope and change that was promised from Obama.
Obama, yeah. Maybe that is. Yeah, it's well, and then like everybody does this, you know, we're coming out of January and we're in February now. It's a new year. 2020 sucked as far as, you know, with the whole Wu-Tang Clap thing and all that jazz. So people just kind of want to shed some stuff and start anew. And Oregon is no exception at all.
No?
Because they've just become the first state to decriminalize possession of small amounts of heroin, cocaine, methamphetamine, and other drugs that were on a ballot measure. The issue takes effect Monday.
I don't see a problem with this.
Or this past Monday.
I see no problems.
I really don't either.
I mean, this is, I'm not even being a joke right there.
Yeah.
I don't see a problem with this.
I'd rather it be that
Yeah.
than the whole, hey, it's illegal, but we're going to open up these safe houses for y'all to come in and do it anyway.
I'd rather this than that.
Yeah, I would much rather it be this way.
Yes.
Decriminalize it and just be done. If that's what you're going to do, do it.
If you're going to say that it's fine for the homeless people to do it, just as long as they're doing it in the box that you put them in,
Yeah.
then you might as well decriminalize it anyway.
Yeah, because it's, and I know they're going at it going, well, it's because it's a race thing. No, it's not.
This is in Oregon, all right?
Let people do what they want to do.
That's a good idea.
If somebody wants to, and you have, what you do is you tell them, hey, this isn't good for you.
It's not healthy.
Hey, this is not healthy. This is hurting you and your family and the people around you, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And if they still continue, be like, cool, you do you.
Bye-bye.
We're gonna go over here. We have information and stuff and set up for if and when you're ready to come out of this to start cleaning up this mess. But
If you
until
need help,
then,
we're here. We're here when you need us. But until then, bye-bye.
allow people to go back to having personal sovereignty. That would be fantastic. And I know this is
Well, no. There's this idea that in many cases you can't grow as a person until you've actually hit rock bottom.
if you're always being bailed out, and we've learned this as kids, if you're bailed out of something constantly, you're never going to learn to not do it.
If you have helicopter parents,
Yeah.
or had as adults now, if you had helicopter parents, you got in a hell of a lot more shit than anybody else around you
Yeah.
because they'd always come and rescue you anyway.
And then they wonder.
That's a foregone conclusion.
Yes. It doesn't work that way. There are consequences to actions, period. And you have to learn what those are. Like you said, a person doesn't fix their problem. The whole AA thing, the first step is recognizing you have a problem, and you never recognize they have a problem if they're bailed out all the time, if there's no consequences and punishments. And I know everybody's saying, well, that's why it's against the law. No.
No.
The law isn't going to do anything.
The law does nothing to people that don't care about the law.
It doesn't.
Even if they get caught, they still don't care.
If they're obviously getting their hands on this stuff.
Right.
It's only hurting them. Physically.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So it's kind of one of those things where you just you step back and let them do what they do. And now if they cross the line and it does hurt somebody else, then you step in. Then you step in. Then you bring in, hey, you've, murdered somebody, you've, B&E or whatever.
Sure.
And then you deal with it accordingly.
Right.
But you don't.
Funny thing is, they haven't completely...
Same thing, I was going to say real fast, it's the same thing like when it comes to guns.
Yeah.
The same thing exactly when it comes to guns. Granted, the difference is guns is in the Constitution.
Right.
But
drugs are not.
But they go hand in hand. Let people have their guns, and then you don't, unless they cross that line, assault or murder or whatever, then you punish them, and you punish them according to that. You don't turn around and go, wow, you've got a lot of guns here. Are you planning something?
Yes.
We need to look at
protecting my family.
It's called a hobby. People collect all kinds of things all the time.
Right. It's a collection.
Well,
drugs are different.
I know.
You don't just have a collection of drugs.
I hope not. That's a lot of wasted money.
I know.
They do have shelf life.
All of them.
Yeah. And so I get it's a kind of an apples and oranges thing, but at the same time, they're still very similar.
Right.
You let the person do what they're going to do because you cannot control the person.
Yes. Right.
All you can do is be ready to act and react to their reactions.
Correct. That's all you can do.
That's
all.
it.
You can only supply things to
I think this is great.
Your actions and your attitudes. Yeah, it's great.
I think this is great.
Although there is a slight twinge here.
A slight one?
Rather than facing serious charges, now anybody that's found in possession of drugs will only face a $100 fine.
So it's not actually decriminalized.
Well, it's not going to go against your record.
So it's like a speeding ticket.
Yeah.
Or not a speeding ticket.
It's a ticket.
It's a ticket.
It's a ticket.
It's a citation.
Yeah. It's not even a misdemeanor at this point.
Hey, you're, double parked.
What do you have on you? You got MDA? All right, that's $50. It's extortion.
That's exactly what that is.
This is extortion, technically.
Yeah.
If you're gonna make it legal, make it legal. If you're gonna make it illegal, make it illegal. If you're not gonna do it either way, don't do it either way.
I got excited about reading this initially because I was thinking, oh, Oregon, good for you. Good for you.
Yeah.
Decriminalizing stuff again.
But then you didn't actually decriminalize.
Yeah, but you didn't actually. You went from trying to maintain a law
to now,
albeit hardcore legalism and corruption and that.
Now it's small claims court.
Now you've moved from corrupt police basically to now
small
the mafia. Yeah, that's what you are. You went from trying to be a bad cop.
You went from the cartel.
Yeah, to the mafia. Yeah, there you go.
That's the best representation of this.
It's just, it doesn't make any sense. Come on, guys. Now it's just extortion. Yay!
Yay.
That's great.
Matt Sutton, a spokesperson for the Drug Policy Alliance, which led the ballot initiative, told the AP that the civil citation will be like a traffic ticket.
See,
Like a traffic ticket. The consequences may be a healthy assessment, or a health assessment, excuse me, not a healthy, a health assessment that could lead to addiction counseling. Today, the first domino of our cruel and inhumane war on drugs has fallen, setting off what we expect to be a cascade of other efforts centering health over criminalization.
Am I the only person that ever like just gets real hesitant on things when people who are speechifying use the word cascade? Is it just me?
It's a waterfall.
Like I kind of was going along with it. Again, I don't agree with the method. Like if you're gonna, because you're right. The whole war on drugs is not working. It's never been working. Okay, you do things differently. You go there. That's fine. But I say just open up the door. Just kind of let the people do what they do, and it's gonna be it's gonna suck in the beginning. It's gonna be very tragic. There's gonna be a lot of ODs.
You're gonna have ODs. You're gonna have people jumping up. It's not gonna be, but after a year or two,
it's going to settle.
Everything's going to settle down, and your ODs are going to almost completely go away.
Yeah, because people are now going to be doing things normal and right and blah blah. Not this whole
and you're
let's
only
extort them for $100 fine.
And it's going to go back to about 10%.
Yeah,
10% of the population that wants to do these drugs.
Yes,
will do them in their
privacy of their own home,
portions of what they're doing,
or at work, or
without feeling like they're going to get
off a hooker's ass, one of the two.
Right.
Who knows?
And then it has less of a chance if they start doing them at like the head shops and things like that. You know, the weed shops. They start selling more things like oxycodone and meth and MDA and LSD there instead of off the corner. Now you don't have stuff that's spliced, and now you don't have like the bad stuff in there. Because, you know, most of the time when they do this, they cut it with something.
And most of the time,
it's not good stuff for your body.
Well, not entire. Well, I was going to say, none of it's good for your body. But most of it, like it.
Well, all of it has a medical use. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. Most of the stuff gets cut with harmless stuff. You know, baking powder and things like that.
Flour, baking powder, stuff
easy
like that.
stuff. So,
sometimes they cut it with things that is not good for your body.
Yeah, they kind of start going the route that they did during
rat poison.
Prohibition, when they turn around and were injecting bottles of poison with rat poison
alcohol.
Straight into the alcohol for people to die. That's what happens. You start getting arsenic. You start getting.
That was the government.
I know, but as if people are still humans, it doesn't matter.
Right.
But I agree. Like the whole war on drugs thing is a joke.
Yes.
But the moment she went into, we expect to be a cascade of other efforts. Oh, the moment she said cascade, I'm like, nope.
Cascade of efforts.
I'm done. I can't follow you there because I can't get past the word cascade. Because all I can think about is dishwash detergent.
Right, yeah, I know. I'm right there with you.
And it ruins everything.
It's not good for you.
Yeah, see, there you go. 209, same thing. Cascade makes me think of waterfalls and doing dishes. That's where I'm at.
That's where it is.
I'm right there with it. I don't know. Like I said, you can't sit there and say you've decriminalized something when you're turning around and now extorting people money to have it.
Yep, that's very true. Apocalypse Slug over on the Twitters. Guys, Portland has already had 100 shootings this year. Drugs is the least of their problems.
That's why they went ahead and let them all go. They're like,
yeah, sure, let's do this.
So many people are being shot.
Let's just go ahead and do it.
Maybe, people will forget if they're high on, meth.
LSD.
That's not as fun as you think.
I don't know.
I'm just so you know.
I don't know.
I'm letting you know.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, so you got to be careful with that junk. That's all I'm saying.
I don't want to know.
I'm just telling you.
Okay, well, there you go.
Just saying. Chai Boy in Iowa over on Twitters. Sorry I got here late and just got on. Is that Stephen Arias swearing? What did I miss that got him all fired up?
One word. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I said one word.
He's allowing himself one per show, and he's kind of getting higgledy-piggledy about it. Just kind of
I said one.
I know.
I threw it in there.
But it was the timing and everything else. He come on and, oh, wait.
Well, it's his fault for coming in late.
I know. There's no excuses. There's no excuse for tardiness, sir.
That's right. 15 minutes early.
If you're on time, you're late.
That's right. If you're early, you're on time.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a
about it.
question, but while we got some time here.
Uh-huh.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
If you thought about
Hold on.
what?
Hold on.
What?
Kevin Hutchins over on Twitter.
Okay, fine.
I went to addiction counseling.
Mm-hmm.
It was fine at first until I became addicted to the counseling and had to join a 12-step program.
Awesome.
Sorry, I like it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But really, though, let me ask you a question. I got a question for you.
Uh-huh.
All right. So we've been through the COVID lockdowns for the past year.
Yeah.
So that means a heck of a lot less people have been driving.
Okay.
And that means a lot less people have been going out
Uh-huh.
and doing things, less travel, less everything, right?
Okay.
So we've been cutting down on our CO2,
On the CO2?
on the CO2s.
Allegedly.
We've been cutting down on the emissions.
Allegedly.
We've been cutting down on all the greenhouse gases,
Allegedly.
right?
Allegedly.
Right?
Allegedly.
Okay. Okay.
Allegedly.
Okay. So.
Okay. So the Associated Press came out with an article.
Okay.
Earth spiked a bit of a fever in 2020, partly because of cleaner air from the pandemic lockdown.
Wait a minute.
This is
Stop.
what a new
No,
study
stop.
found.
No, stop. 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 Stop.
Stop.
Hold up.
Wait
Wait 1
1
minute.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
The
Clean air.
prior.
Okay. All right. Sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
In 2019,
Yes.
the speech and the rhetoric
Uh-huh.
was
Yes.
global warming, climate change due to CO2 in the
Yeah.
air.
Everybody dying methane. And
Yeah, real bad,
Yeah.
no good, very bad things. All this driving, all these cars, fossil fuels, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So, as luck for them, I guess,
Yeah. They had an entire year.
2020 hits. They're able to virtually shut down the world. Definitely most of the country. Keep
Especially
people, locked in their homes and all of these things.
Can't go do anything.
They don't want to go do anything. Like for me, like I don't care anymore. I've never cared from the
Now
beginning.
you're dead to the world.
Well, I was gonna say I might as well because I don't wear masks anywhere if I don't have to. Like
Right.
I'll carry them in my pocket,
Just
and
to
if I
have
get
it.
near somebody, I'll do it if they're wearing one. But for the most part, I don't go anywhere, let alone go anywhere that requires me to wear a mask.
Yeah, I
other
gotcha.
than work.
Right.
So I'm not going anywhere anyway.
Yeah.
But so nobody's going anywhere hardly. It's a lot of a lockdown. Nobody's really doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, CO2 levels have dropped
Supposedly.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Right.
So now you're saying that it actually got hotter
That's what they're saying.
in 2020
2020 was
because
hotter.
of the clean air.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because the air was cleaner.
Just so we're clear,
Yep.
2019 CO2 levels are high due to dirty air. 2020 CO2 levels are high due to clean air.
Yes.
Okay, I just
Yep.
wanted to make sure I understood.
Temperature high because of clean air. Yep. The study states
The COVID-19 pandemic changed the emissions of gases and particulates. These gases and particulates affect climate. In general, human emissions of particles cool the planet by scattering away the sunlight and in the clear sky and by making clouds brighter to reflect the sunlight away from the Earth. This paper focuses on understanding how the changes of emissions and particulates, or aerosols, affect climate change.
Wait, hold on. Just pause for a second. Oh, Wilford Brimley's distant cousin.
Thank you.
I'm just curious. Aerosols. I thought those were a no-no back in the 80s. And, that's the whole opening of the...
Particulates.
the ozone and all that jazz.
Right.
Yeah. And now you're saying that people naturally put off said aerosols and particulates.
Right.
And that changes the clouds?
We use estimates of emissions changes for 2020 in 2 climate models to simulate the impact of the COVID-19 induced emissions changes.
So you're playing with models again. Because those work so accurately and so well. I mean, they're fantastic when it comes to hurricane tracking, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, they're so good.
I mean, those suckers are spot
Amazing.
on.
Right on point.
Spot on.
So good.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Like days out, they go, here's the trajectory, and this is exactly where it's going to go.
Oh,
and
but
there's only,
just in case, here's 5 other points in which it could hit.
yeah, but in case those don't work, here's another 5 for each one of those 5. So when you look at it, it literally is this
like
multi-shaded thing that
Giant
goes,
array.
and some guy's going, we don't know where the hell it's going to go.
It's going to hit in this area, okay? This 700-mile area.
Wow.
Yeah, they continue on. We tightly constrain the model by forcing the winds to match observed winds of 2020. COVID-19 induced lockdowns led to the reduction of aerosols and precursor emissions, chiefly soot, or black carbon and sulfate, or SO4. This is found. This is found to reduce the human-caused aerosol cooling. Aerosol cooling. Aerosol cooling.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently,
I thought they created aerosol heating.
I did.
We didn't do that because it heated the world.
Yeah, but apparently humans naturally
Heat the world.
But apparently now they're saying that we cool
And
it
actually cool the world.
because of
Our uses and our actions.
of our normal body.
Right. Creating a small net warming effect on the Earth in spring of 2020. The changes in cloud properties are smaller than observed changes during 2020. The impact of these changes on regional land surfaces temperatures is small, maximum of plus 0.3 Kelvin.
Okay.
The impact aerosols change of the global surface temperatures is very small to last out several years. However, the aerosol changes are the largest contributing factor to the COVID-19. Affected emissions induced radiative forcing and temperature changes larger than the ozone, CO2, or contrails have ever had affected.
Okay. One, I love how they keep hyping up more and more about how important humans are.
Right.
How we are the staple that holds the universe together.
We're why the world is living and dying.
Yeah, which I find ironic considering the fact that if these people going by evolution has only been on the planet for 100,000 years or whatever that is out of the 4-point-some-odd billion.
Mm-hmm.
So it took us being here to make I'm confused because there was life before us.
Supposedly.
Allegedly.
Maybe.
Allegedly.
That's what science tells us.
It is what science tells us. So, and again, I'm not a genius or anything like that, but I'm gonna spitball something.
Okay, just throw it out there.
Okay.
Throw it out there. Yeah, go ahead.
Most humans, the average body temperature of a human is 98.6 degrees.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So
Okay.
we're all in consensus there.
Yep. Generally.
People, yeah, generally.
My feet are cold right now.
Mine are too.
I know. My house is cold.
It's weird.
I like it though.
No, I normally do too, but like it just feels extra weird. I don't know why.
It feels extra cold.
98.6 degrees is the average human temperature. Okay. When we go out, we're all living our lives. We're all doing things. We're going here and there and driving cars and doing whatever, being out in public.
Right. Being people.
Our body temperature mixes with the temperature around us.
Generally.
As individuals, it doesn't change a whole lot.
As a huge group of a huge mass of people, it can change the ambient heat of the area.
Yes. That's why you can get into a room with one person, a decent-sized room with one person, and be like, oh, I'm cold. You get 60 to 100 people to fit in that room as well, and suddenly everybody's hot. Again, ambient
Same temperature, everything was going on, but it gets hot.
Exactly. Everybody's stuff is helping to now heat the area.
Right. It's
okay?
Radiant temperature, yeah.
I would say that the reason why the Earth cooled during 2020 was because of the fact people weren't going anywhere doing anything.
No.
Therefore, they weren't collecting. No, they weren't collecting like they normally would.
They're saying that the Earth heated up more because people didn't do stuff.
No, but it said that people cause cooling.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
which is it?
People cause cooling by putting up more particulates because we didn't put the particulates in the air. Now we're causing more heat because the air is cleaner.
You smell that?
Yeah.
It smells like smells like somebody is desperately trying to keep their job right
Yeah,
now.
they
That's
are.
all that is.
That's all that is. Oh.
Good Lord. Guys, this first hour is brought to you by American Pride Roasters Coffee. Go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
Oh, yeah, so good.
Check out some of the best coffee, literally historically great coffee, as their tagline says. I have been all over the world. I've drank coffee. You're not going to taste anything better.
It tastes so good.
There's flavored coffees, regular, light, medium, dark roast. So you got chocolates. They're into tea if you're not a coffee person. Go check them out. AmericanPrideRoasters.com. It's AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
It will make you swallow
Every
with
time.
sip.
Every time. Guaranteed. Once it's in your mouth, you will swallow.
That's right.
Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. I would, but I'm reading. B from the SAB. Human exists equals climate warms. Human exists. Climate cools. Clearly, humans are responsible for climate change. Well, again, that's putting a lot of well, I'm thinking of it's raising the importance and everything of humanity a lot higher than it ever was intended to be, because no matter whether, in my opinion, no matter whether you believe in a faith or whether you're all about evolution, all of them come up with the same answer: is humans aren't anything. You're here. You are just as
well.
No. But I'm saying, when I say it's important, like your existence on this planet doesn't determine the existence of the planet.
Right.
No matter whether you believe in evolution or whether you believe in a faith.
Right.
That's
where
I'm.
The planet is here. You should be a good steward of it.
Yeah. And so what this is again science's attempt to elevate humanity to God level, to that of a deity.
Right. But
we're not.
At the same point in time, they also, de-escalate us to the point of over-evolved amoeba monkeys.
Yeah.
So you can't have it both ways. We can't be omnipotent, all-powerful destructors of the world and also amoeba monkeys.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. And stop worrying about leveling up to that kind of a thing. You pick one and stick to it. And then I'm going to tell you which one to pick. We're closer to the amoeba monkey, if you want to get technical. We're not deities. Right now, humanity could vanish off of the planet.
The planet will still be here.
The planet will still here. The planet will still move on. Life will continue. Things will move on. That's how
it would suck
nature.
for us specifically.
It would. But whether you believe in God or whether you believe in evolution, nature will continue on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
unless a supernatural force decides to change it.
No, and that's true too. And it depends on how we all disappear. But I'm talking about like literally, kind of a Left Behind kind of thing where instantly people just disappeared, clothes left where they're at.
Well,
not folded up neatly. But
I was thinking more of along the lines of, just literally in the crazy sci-fi thing where everybody dies of a pandemic.
Like a
plague.
I Am Legend kind of thing.
Yeah, everybody just like straight dead.
Yeah.
And then what happens to the world? Well, the world keeps moving.
Yeah. It continues its spin and its trek around the sun.
That's right.
Spinning in circles, round and round.
We are smart as a society, as a thing, as an entity. We're smart,
but we're not.
But we're not all knowing.
Yeah, we're not a deity. We're not.
There's nothing like,
and we never will be.
No.
And we've got to stop.
Made in His image, not made Him.
yeah, we're not Him.
We're not Him.
That's not how that works.
Right.
And even if it was true, even if we were,
right,
I wouldn't want to be. That's just too much pressure.
That's way too much power.
I couldn't.
Way too much.
No, I'm good. I don't know. What is a room filled with politicians? Would that not be a sauna levels within minutes? It's true.
It is. Why do you think they keep it like 50 degrees? And
all the mouth flapping they be doing? Promising you stuff that they'll never be able to perform on.
Yep. That stabbing in the back.
Good times.
Great oldies. All right, we're coming back here.
I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, ready, breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
I'll never back down. Thought I was 6 feet under.
Okay.
Okay.
TechRoo 2024 over on Twitter. I went back to finish up the Monday episode since I had to be in bed early. Turns out that not only are you flashing my locker number, but at Stephen Airy shares my shoe and pant sizes. The locker contained paperwork from a certain company, not mine. Am I Stephen?
Answer's no.
Well, I don't know, because I can honestly say I have never seen you and him in the same room together.
I have. Everybody at MojoCon has. Oh wait, no, he had a Rue head on.
So how do you know that was him?
And then I took the Rue head and I put it on.
But then how do we know that was you?
Exactly.
Do you see what I'm saying? You two have never been,
you are not a size 42.
Who?
TechRoo.
I don't know.
Pant size? No, he's like thinner than me.
That's what he said. He shares pant sizes with you.
Oh yeah, shares the pant size. I thought he was talking about like the thing was flashing his pant size.
No. He's saying that not only are we flashing his locker number on the thing, but he found out listening to the show that you and him share the same shoe and pant size. Yeah. I was gonna say I wish I could wear a 42. I'm pushing much bigger than that now.
Yeah.
Getting old and fat is.
Well, I mean, I'm a 34 now. I was at MojoCon. I was a 32.
Shut up.
So made me sad that
I think when
getting bigger again.
When MojoCon was going on, I was a 40 going into a 42, and now I'm at a 44. Something like that.
It's all that cereal at night, dude.
No, it's a lot of things.
Yeah,
it's a lot of things.
It's also stress.
Dad, that's the big one.
It's a lot of stress.
I swear, that's the one thing. They never tell you that when you get older.
Stress eating is going to kill you.
Well, no, and it's not the stress eating that kills, because I don't stress eat.
No?
I don't hardly eat at all. I went to go help my sister move the washing machine and dryer out.
Yeah.
Because the way it was staged and where it was at, it couldn't just like pull out. They Danny Gans it, like picked up the dryer and put it in and kind of set it over that way. It fit in there, but the way the doors stuck out so far,
it's just a little wonky.
Yeah. And so I had to help do that. Like a moron, the only thing I had in my system was like a pot of coffee.
Yeah, an entire pot.
Yeah. And I got it up. I got it out of there. I pulled it over the top of everything, lifted it over there. Everything was great. And I got it. I had to set it on top and stop from it. Like, I felt so sick to my stomach because I don't eat.
And you were like, oh, God, I'm weak and sick.
Exactly. I'm like, this is not how this is supposed to be. And I'm like, oh, wait, I haven't eaten since last night.
That's not good. That's really bad.
This is bad. No, I do. I need to change my entire diet. I need to change all kinds of stuff. And I'm hitting the point where, like, I'm recognizing it and I'm looking at ways to start doing it. I just haven't pulled the trigger.
Right. Well, start pulling the triggers, bud.
I am.
No, you're not.
I am.
You're not starting.
Yeah, I am. How you figure? I'm not having cereal.
Have you started yet?
A little. I'm doing little things.
Little things.
I'm not trying to put so much salt on my food. Like I'm being
honestly, salt really isn't that big of a thing.
It is for me because my family is prone to high blood pressure.
Salt really doesn't have a problem with that.
It does with me.
I'm telling you, salt doesn't actually kick your blood pressure.
Well, no, it doesn't, but there's a lot that comes behind it that does.
Okay.
Anyway, that's what I was always told.
So, CDC's come out.
Oh my God! Wait a minute. I thought so. They came out
with a new release.
Oh,
yeah, they came out with a new release, letting people know that. Teachers do not need to receive the COVID-19 vaccine before schools start again.
Okay. Now, you showed me this when I got here.
You're still confused by it, aren't you?
I can't, and you wouldn't let me read it.
Nope, I wouldn't.
There's no explanations on anything.
No.
All I got to see was the headline,
Yep.
which basically says the exact same thing he just said.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is that, they don't think teachers need to have the vaccine
Well, see,
to go in and teach.
to go in and teach kids.
And
yeah.
I can't understand that.
Well, the teachers' unions across the country, including in places such as LA and Chicago, have balked at the idea of teachers returning to the classrooms without proper precautions in place, including vaccinations.
Not balked.
Balked.
Wow. Balked. That's it.
That's it.
Okay.
That's the sound.
I got it. No, I know.
Yeah.
I know what it sounds
Yeah,
like. I've been balked at before.
Have you really?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I just think every time I hear that sound, it sounds to me because cats sounds like a cat about
It does, the hairball.
hairball. Yeah. According to a Wednesday report from the CNBC, newly appointed CDC director Rochelle Walensky says the teachers do not need to be vaccinated against the COVID-19 before school can be reopened. In a statement during the COVID-19 White House press briefing, Walensky said, quote, "There is increasing data to suggest that schools can safely reopen and that safe reopening does not suggest that teachers need to be vaccinated. Vaccinations of teachers is not a prerequisite, blah, 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 blah,
Words are hard.
that's right, of reopening schools."
I don't understand. Because was it not just the beginning of the week when, and it might have been before that too, it is so important. We have to make sure everybody, Biden's thing is very much about,
Old people and teachers, you got to get them
everybody's got to,
vaccinated.
if you're going to even attempt to be around anybody in public, even though this doesn't change things, you still need to stay 6 feet apart and have to wear a stupid face mask so you can smother yourself. But, you have to get these vaccinations. You have to. 100 million people in 100 days, blah, 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 blah. Push hard. It has to,
Yep.
big deal.
Yep.
And now you're saying, oh, wait, but teachers don't have to get it?
Yeah, you got to get them vaccinated.
Why don't teachers have to get vaccinated?
Well, Jeffrey Zients, coordinator for the President Joe Biden's COVID-19 task force, echoed Walensky's sentiment on Wednesday, insisting that the president is, quote, very clear on his position that he wants schools to, quote, reopen and stay open.
Okay.
That means every school has the equipment and the resources to open safely, not just private schools or schools in wealthy areas, but all schools. Congress has to do its part to make sure that we can safely reopen schools and keep them open. I don't know why Congress has any
It's not their
response to that.
responsibility. It's up
They
to
have
the
nothing
local
there.
area to do it.
No response. Congress has nothing to do with schools opening and reopening in the United States. Last week, the CDC said that there is, quote, little evidence of widespread coronavirus transmissions in schools as long as proper precautions such as masking, social distancing, sanitation, and proper ventilation are taking place. That is why, because they have less than 1% chance of catching it
So, but if you have a less than 1% chance of catching it,
in schools.
then why are you still doing masks? Why are you still telling everybody else?
Why are you signing 15 different executive orders for coronavirus treatment?
Why are you insisting that that everyone in a federal position of, has a job in the federal government is to get the vaccines and get them first? I'm really confused about this kind of stuff. And then they wonder why these conspiracy theories pop up. They wonder why there's resistance. They wonder why all this is going on. It's because you can't be honest about things. 1 minute it's everybody has to have it or you're going to die.
Yep.
Which is a crock.
Obviously.
To now, well, teachers don't have to have it.
They don't have to get it.
Well, which is it?
It's not that big of a deal.
And
I mean, we can open up the schools now. Look, Dylan, we can open up schools now. Schools are fine to open up now.
Okay.
It's fine. We're good enough now. We're strong enough. We're happy enough. And gosh darn it, people like us.
That's not entirely true at all. No, it's just so frustrating. It really is.
Yeah, I agree.
And then they wonder why people like me. And there's a lot of people like me, for sure, who are very much adamant of not just, being against something, but openly defiant. You know what I mean? People will be going along with the flow. Like, you would think that they would understand this.
Right.
That people will go along better when you
Actually tell them the truth?
Yeah, or at the very least, keep your lie straight. You know what I mean?
If you're going to tell a lie, you better tell a lie like Bill Clinton tells a lie.
Yes, you pick one and you take that sucker to the grave.
You do not deviate
Ever.
from the lie.
Ever.
Ever. If you're going to lie, you better lie well.
Yeah, you pick one and you ride that pony until the legs break and fall off. Like, you
never
don't stop.
You make the lie ambiguous, okay?
Yes.
Okay,
Lying 101.
Lying 101. You make the lie ambiguous enough to where it does not, where you don't have to change it every time you tell it.
Yeah.
Okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. Once you make it ambiguous enough, you repeat that sucker.
Yep. Until you blew in the face.
Until you die.
Yep.
You do not change, no deviation, no change, no variance, nothing. Until you repeat the same. If you want people to believe you, that's
how you lie.
Do. That's how you lie.
You don't.
Now, you know how you tell the truth?
The same way?
You tell the truth.
It's weird.
And guess what? If it has to change because guess what? You've figured something else out. You have to say, guys, I was wrong.
But that would also...
And here's the truth.
But that would also be the same way to cover your tail in a lie. Is when something changes, you come back and go, oh...
Guys, I was wrong.
I was wrong. It's blank. And you add that into it.
It's funny. It's like you do the same things, whether it's a truth or a lie, if you stay solid on it, or at least when you have to change, you first repent from telling people a lie.
Wait, what? You do what?
Repent.
What is that?
You apologize.
Okay.
For telling people like, hey, I'm sorry, I did not, I didn't know it was going to cause this much of a panic, and we've come up with new evidence.
Yes. Okay.
And here's the new evidence.
Repent, though. That's a weird word.
Repent.
I haven't heard that before.
You haven't? It's more of a religious thing.
Oh, that's what. Okay.
So, I mean, not many people in our society have ever heard that word ever.
Yeah.
Especially not politicians.
Oh.
But you repent, Mm-hmm.
You change direction.
Yeah, you stop the way you're going. You ask for forgiveness of that way, and then you never go that way again.
Yeah. Okay. I understand that now.
Repent.
Yeah.
It's like repeal and replace. But in reality.
This is just fascinating to me because you can't sit here and say everybody has to have it. It's 100 million people in 100 days, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
If you don't have this vaccine, you're going to die.
It's going to kill you.
It's going to kill you.
Yep.
You're going to die. Period. And we're going to blame it on COVID because you didn't get the vaccine.
Right.
That's where this is. Now it's, teachers don't have to have it to open up a school, which
not really that
puts
big of a
kids,
deal.
and again, and then you start thinking about it. Well, hold on. If it's as bad as you've been saying, and you're not going to give it to the teachers who are with our children,
Right, yeah.
who then bring that stuff into our home,
Yes.
and like you're supposed, people are supposed to be okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they think half of this stuff through most of the time.
Oh, no, they definitely do not think this through. It's like San Francisco.
San Francisco is just its own basket of nuts.
Yeah. Well, I mean, actually, do you want to take this one? Yeah, you should take this one. I need to stop reading for a minute.
Yeah, you got to prep on the other thing. So, like I said, San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
San Francisco is a basket full of nuts.
It really is. They some cray cray.
Straight up. The city leaders, San Francisco, are suing school district and the Board of Education.
Not
Not the federal.
Yeah.
Not the federal Board of Education.
Uh-huh.
They're suing their own school district.
So San Francisco is
Suing
San
itself.
Francisco.
Uh-huh.
Stop hitting yourself.
Yeah, exactly. A California state law passed last year, months before the 2021 school year began.
2020, 2021.
It's so hard to say now. But it requires all school districts to create and adopt a clear plan during the pandemic, detailing actions that they will, quote, take to offer classroom-based instruction whenever possible, end quote.
Whenever possible, yeah.
But San Francisco, the Unified School District, there in the SF,
It's unified.
thanks at least in part to the teachers union,
Oh.
has failed to even start coming up with a plan,
That's because
let
they
alone
wanna-
pick one.
Yeah, they don't
and
want to.
implement
They don't want to go to work. Every union, they don't want to actually work.
Because they're making money hand over fist doing nothing.
Exactly. So why would they work
Right now, they are raking it in.
and doing nothing?
Uh-huh. Therefore, the city attorney, Dennis Herrera. I know, every time I see that name, I just keep thinking of that.
Hanna-Barbera.
No, I was going to say that's the scene from Blazing Saddles. Harump, harump, harump. That guy didn't give you a harump. Harump. You better give the governor a harump. You better watch your ass. Anyway, Dennis Herrera announced Wednesday that, quote, he has sued the San Francisco Board of Education and the San Francisco Unified School District for failing to come up with a reopening plan that meets state requirements.
Oh, no.
And that is according to an announcement on his city attorney website. I didn't know the
Wow.
city attorney had his own website.
Apparently he does.
Lucky dog
In
you.
San Francisco.
Cisco. Lawsuit alleges that the board and district's reopening plan is, quote, woefully inadequate and doesn't meet the basic requirements set by the state, end quote.
Whoa.
Whoa. The
Fully.
suit seeks to have the San Francisco Superior Court order the district to, quote, prepare to offer in-person instruction now that it is possible to do so safely, end quote, according to the announcement. The city has, quote, squandered months of opportunity, end quote, to address the issue. That is according to Herrera's site. All the while, the district's 45,000 students have not seen the inside of a classroom in nearly 11 months. This is according to the San Fran Chronicle.
San Fran Chronicle.
Still, Herrera noted, the SFUSD.
Oh, them again.
God, they don't go. They
don't go away.
Yeah, we just talked about them. Formerly VAPA. The was it the visual and
Visual and performing arts.
performing arts? That's it. Yeah, as now the San Francisco University.
SFUSD.
Yeah, because
Arts.
because acronyms are
Bad.
are
racist
and
white supremacist.
yeah
thing.
stuff. Yeah. Quote, does not have an adequate plan to reopen classrooms, and the city's kids are facing a widening achievement gap and threats to their mental health.
Oh,
End
the
quote.
widening achievement gap and threats to their mental health.
Now, I will give it that. To a point, they are.
I know. Hold on. Before you get there.
Mhm.
Okay. What achievement gap? Every child has been forced to do the same thing.
Yeah, I'm thinking. And
So how is there an achievement gap?
I think the achievement gap is compared to... compared
the rest of the world?
No. Compared to what schools used to be.
That's not an achievement gap.
It is. Well, hold on. And here's where I think it's coming from. And I could be wrong, but this is where I'm thinking I'm coming from.
Okay.
And your kids do it too. They do the computers and the Chromebook.
Yeah,
and
two of them
all
do.
the- Okay. They don't have near the...
Oh, it's all just recopy work.
That's what I'm saying. Whereas at least in a class, I'm assuming the classroom, it's a little bit more difficult. There's a little bit more depth. There's a little bit more, and I don't know.
Not here.
Maybe not here. Maybe not where my kids are
Not
either.
here. I mean, I think my kids actually have more interaction with the stuff because they actually have
No, but I mean
apps
the
and games
yeah,
and everything else.
But I mean the
integrated now.
amount of like classroom time.
work.
The classroom time.
Yeah, the classroom time is definitely different.
It's like 10 minutes.
Wow.
In some in some cases it's 10 minutes. Like you go in, you pop in, and the way it runs is like I don't know how yours goes, but if
they have to be on, so ours specifically
yeah
is the teacher is there,
Yeah.
you can't move on to the next question until everybody's finished that question.
No, but I'm talking about just showing up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my oldest is in middle school.
Yeah.
And when he doesn't show up to a class, there's an email that gets sent to me and the ex-wife saying, hey,
He didn't show up.
he didn't show up, but fear not, for as long as he logs in,
And fills out the paperwork.
no,
No?
logs in before 11:59,
Now.
or yeah, before midnight, basically,
Yeah.
then it counts as him being there.
What?
Yes. So when you have that kind of leeway on top of the lack of
That's so
they're
stupid.
not pushing these kids because, I mean, let's be honest, there's no reason to.
No, there's no reason. Because
They couldn't do it before, but they damn sure can't do it over the computer now.
No, yeah. What are you going to do? Yell at the kids over the computer screen? Hey, guess what? Close it.
Yeah, it's already hard enough having to deal with these kids because I know like my middle son, God bless him, he doesn't have an indoor voice to save his life. And when he talks to his teacher, she tunes him out because he's always asking questions. I've had to get on him. I'm like, unless it is like
Dire?
yeah, life or death kind of a question, or unless that you're answering a question, shut up. Because he's
Stop
not
talking, bud.
quiet at all. And I know the teachers are like, oh, I can't hear them. There's 30 other kids all trying to talk at one time. She's just trying to get her junk done.
Yeah.
Here's the assignment, kids. Here's what we're going to talk about, and just burn through it and whatever. They obviously don't do that in school. So I think that's what that achievement gap is referring to, is the way that the learning ability and what was presented to the kids is very different and much more strenuous last year than it is this year because it's on a computer.
It's all
You
trash.
can cheat. Not
It's all
cheat,
trash.
but you can skim it. It's who the hell cares? When you don't have to show up until 11:59 p.m. to be counted.
Yeah, it's stupid.
I mean, give
It's
me
useless.
Yeah. So that's what I think that is.
Oh, my gosh.
And I could be wrong.
Well, I mean, like,
I probably am, but that's how I see it.
probably. I mean, that's what you're a father of kids that are doing this.
Yeah.
And so, this is your
Because I have to. I don't.
representation of what's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on. So,
And that's how I see it. And I'm having to follow up and push things.
but that's the thing. So
To make it hard.
But when you say achievement gap,
No, I know what you're saying.
but that's the thing.
thought that first.
So when you say a widening achievement gap, that means over the course of the current schedule. It's not based upon previous years or whatever. It's like we're comparing A/B comparisons to kids from around the world.
You're looking at it from like
or around
the wage
country. Yeah.
Yeah.
Current achievement gap.
gap. Yeah. No, and
So what's the gap?
I understand what you're saying there too, but it all depends on how you're slicing it and what you're comparing it with.
And guess what? This didn't have to happen.
Nope.
None of it had to happen. None of it.
But it did.
But it
And
did.
Here you are. You made your bed, sleep in it.
Yep. So anyway,
There you go. So San Francisco is suing itself.
yep.
Despite the fact that the students and their families are suffering, the board has refused to stay focused on the needs to reopen and instead spent their time, quote, renaming empty schools. Remember, because VAPA changed to SF, USD,
You gotta
because
change the names. Yeah.
it's more important to be politically correct than it is to actually look out for your children. Do your job.
Yeah.
Really weird how that goes.
Oh
huh?
yeah, it's crazy how that works. It's a terrible thing.
Yeah. Herrera noted that the city's rules have allowed schools to be in person since September. That would be September of 2020.
Yeah.
And its scientific consensus shows schools can open safely or reopen safely. And yet, San Francisco, their schools remain closed up,
Shuttered.
done,
Terrible.
locked down.
No.
And again, that's what happens when you have your schools are that heavily controlled by the unions. We've beaten this horse to death too. The unions have no business being around anymore, and they know that. That's why they have control over this kind of stuff. And I mean, and what are you going to do? You gonna get the union to suddenly stop being there? No, they're the
Right.
mafia, for crying out loud.
Yes.
It's
What it is. They're just going to beat everybody to death anyway.
Yeah. The city attorney knew exactly at whom to point the finger of the blame. That would be district leadership and teachers union. Quote, "It is a shame it has come to this. The city has offered resources, logistical help, and public health expertise. Unfortunately, the leadership of the school district and the educators union can't seem to get their act together. The Board of Education and the school district have had more than 10 months to roll out a concrete plan to get these kids back into school. So far, they've earned an F. Having a plan to make a plan doesn't cut it. End quote.
Then if it's a school board, right? That's local elections.
Yep.
Vote them out.
Y'all got control of that. Oh, and by the way, you can't use the word F because it's not
Yeah,
part of the
you
grading
can't
system anymore.
grade F.
They're inproficient. Or
Yeah, that's not.
they never finished it.
Yeah, it's not there. It's just
It doesn't count anymore. It's old. Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat. Thank you, B.
Yeah, then.
Kevin Hutch is over there. Don't be asking so many questions, kid. Shoot. And no, it's not that he asks like just questions, but like you okay. And if you don't have kids in this, you haven't quite
If you
experienced
don't
this.
have loud kids,
Well, not even the loud kids. If you don't have kids doing the remote learning thing with the computer, you have no idea what it's. So again, you have all these kids in a Zoom call.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but I make my kids wear headphones because I don't want to hear it.
so that's.
I don't want to hear the
thing,
lessons.
like,
I don't hear anything. Put your headphones on, sit there, and do your work.
My wife stopped them from doing that for a while, and then had them in the same room at the same time.
Well,
And
that goes over well.
like when I'm not working and that happens, I'm like, no.
And they're all talking over each other. Yeah,
Headphones.
I don't
now.
want to hear anything.
Headphones. Do
But
it.
yeah, so I gave all the boys headphones. I'm like, here, put these on. You do this.
I bought them
And
specifically.
yeah, and so it's great. It's nice and quiet when they're listening and they're paying attention, and they're and I get it. If you have a real question, ask the real question.
Yeah.
But even in asking the real question, all I get is Miss Dunstan, Miss Dunstan, Miss Dunstan, Miss Dunstan, Miss Dunstan, Miss Dunstan, and I'm dead serious and not quiet.
It's like skipping.
Yeah, he's on a loop and for what will be several minutes, to the point where I'm like, dude, she's obviously not acknowledging you.
Yeah.
Okay? If it's that important, we'll send her an email and ask a question.
Afterwards.
There's got to be other ways of being able to make this work. So I've seen the chaos that's come out of all this, and it's just like, you know what?
It's useless. It doesn't help.
Yeah.
Teachers can't. Most of the teachers can't handle it.
No. Again, and now, like around here, they're doing both. So half the time they're always in school, but they're doing half remote and half not.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's
Too
insane.
much. It's too much. Just put them all in back in. All back in. Coming back.
This is Defenders Live.
What in the world?
I don't know.
I'm
I don't know.
going to have to look into
People
that.
on the Twitters.
They're having an argument, a literal scientific argument. Or not argument, but
Well, no. So
a clarification?
All right. So Adam W. Johnson said, if you could smell your own fart through the mask, it's not stopping the teeny tiny little germs.
Okay.
Okay. So
Follow up with.
followed up by a person says, "Hey, sorry!" Exclamation. I just wanted to clarify something. The chemicals making up the fart smell, typically sulfur compounds, aka also known as also anywhere from 1 to 3 atoms,
Uh-huh.
or an AU,
Our atomic units, yeah.
atomic units, wide. Whilst the germs of the virus within this context is around 10 to the 14th power AUs, which is a lot bigger.
Yeah.
So what they're saying is sulfur is a much smaller compound, which is why you can smell it through your mask, versus the germs.
That actually, and are you sure it's a fart? It might just be halitosis.
Could be. Because if you have it on mask, and it could just be your bad breath.
I'm just saying.
And this is true. This is true.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. So very good on the science. Go Chloe, I guess. But still, it's a funny point to make.
That's Chloe, by the way.
Chloe.
That's Chloe.
That's Chloe.
Okay.
I.
Okay. No.
We do.
That's fine. When you get called out here in a little bit,
You can call me out all you want. That's Chloe.
that's
It's like Flo.
no, it's not Flo.
Chloe.
No,
Same thing.
I don't know.
It's okay. So
Dr. Seuss is brought to you by-
no. Joe.
Okay.
Joe.
Okay.
This is Chloe. Chloe.
I see your argument, and I agree with your argument. I right there.
If you wanted to be Chloe,
However,
you need an extra E.
That's true. But then spell bow.
B-O-W.
Okay. Now spell bow.
B-O.
Now spell bow.
B-O-E.
No, real bow. Like that BOE is not a what is it? BOE, what bow is that?
It's bow.
Spell bow.
I did.
No, keep spelling bow.
Oh, the B-O-U-G-H?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then spell bow. There's still one more.
I know.
You get my point.
I know. That's what I'm saying, though. The English language is terrible. I'm just...
Whoever come up with this junk, I'm just saying.
You guys used way too many rules from way too many other languages, man.
Tell me these people didn't come from totalitarian
You guys were
governments.
drunk. That's all. That's what it is.
Give me your keys. You're going home.
Whoever created English, you guys are drunk.
It's time to go home.
Right.
So anyway.
Can't even stick with a standardized system here.
No. At least the Greek was easy to read, even if you couldn't understand it.
Yeah.
It's easy to read.
Yes, it is.
Because that's what I was trying to explain to my oldest the other day, because he was doing a project on
Latin and Greek.
the Greek gods. Like they wanted him to do like
Oh, yeah, sure.
on Greek mythology.
Sure.
And he was trying to read it, and I'm like, no. I'm like, you don't apply English enunciation of vowels.
English is wrong.
Yeah, to this. Each vowel has its sound, and they don't run together. Like if you have two O's together, it's O-O. It's not oo.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he couldn't. It took him a while to grasp that, but I was like, yeah. Anyway,
Chicago
Mayor Lori Lightfoot,
Oh, no. That one?
Beetlejuice herself,
Aha.
blamed.
Don't say it 3 times.
Yeah, don't do that. Blamed. Well, all right.
All right.
Let me start this way. Because
Hold up.
yeah, we're gonna
Back it up.
back this up just a little bit,
Yeah.
because it doesn't matter at this point.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
It really doesn't.
the impasse blocking students from returning to in-person learning in the
Oh,
Windy City.
an impasse.
This is apparently a huge issue, because
Are
this
you...
is
Hold on.
this is what the second or third story we've done about this just tonight.
Are you saying that the Windy City has a blockage?
Yeah, it's too much cheese.
That's what it is.
Anyway.
Government cheese.
Yeah, the government cheese. But seriously, if you notice that this is at least the second, possibly third, if I don't remember at this point, story that we have done from a heavily Democratic city
Where they're...
that is not, they're having problems opening schools back up, keeping kids from being able to go into schools, even on a part-time basis.
And this is a long and ongoing process with Chicago Mayor. It's been at least, in political type, over a week is a long time.
Yes. Oh, it's been a while. And again, this is what happens when your city is ran by people who are not
Competent?
Well, I was going to say forthcoming.
They're only third comings.
No, they're the people who walk in.
talked about this yesterday.
We did. I'm not rehashing that one again. These are the people that make all these promises to get elected and then sell out to people like the teachers' unions.
Yes.
To help ensure that they stay in front
and get elected again.
Knowing full well that they're not going to follow through on their promises.
Yes.
Okay? So if that's the case that's going on, this is why you have students who can't seem to get into a real school, because you have teachers unions who paid for, I guarantee you, a good portion of Mayor Lightfoot, Beetlejuice, paid for Beetlejuice's election.
Right.
And now they want to return.
Yes.
And their return is, you're not sending our teachers, the people that, have put money together to pay us to turn around to pay you. You're not going to just send them out there like that. Right. You're going to do it how we want to do it, because we own you now.
Yeah, we own you, and you can't say anything otherwise.
Yeah. But you know what? She's not pointing the finger at the teachers' unions.
What, no?
Not like San Francisco. San Francisco at least being clear and saying it is the
unions.
It's the union's fault. It's the local
student council.
Student council.
It's
all.
It's the school council.
Yeah, it is their fault that they did it. They're blaming themselves. They're at least somewhat looking into the mirror, even if they haven't gotten a full glimpse of it. Mm-hmm. Okay? They're at least self-reflecting.
Right, yes.
Beetlejuice, however, Mayor Beetlejuice is not.
What do you mean?
She is blaming President Donald Trump
He's
as to the reason why kids are not able to go back to school.
Trump is not in office anymore.
But she's blaming Trump.
Trump is not in office anymore.
But he did it. It's his fault.
How did he do it?
I don't know.
He wasn't the reason why all the schools got closed down.
The vast majority of Chicago students who attend city schools, nearly 400,000 in all, have not received in-person instruction since school closed at the beginning of the pandemic last spring. Again, roughly about a year ago.
Sure, that makes right.
But that's not because the city hasn't attempted to reopen schools. In fact, students kindergarten through 8th grade were scheduled to return to in-person learning on Monday.
They were.
But that didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
So this past Monday,
Yeah.
it didn't happen.
It didn't happen
They
because
did not happen.
teachers' unions refused to agree to the city's plan, and the city caved.
Yep. Okay. So
Again,
you
were bought,
Yeah.
and now you're under their control.
All right.
And instead of
Bought and paid for.
taking your lumps, instead of admitting that you were wrong, and instead of trying to fix things,
Yep.
to do what is best for the city, as you were hired to do by the constituents, you buckled.
Yeah.
And you now work for the union.
Oh.
The union claims in-person learning remains unsafe for students and staff because of the Wu-Tang clap,
Less than 1% catching it at schools.
despite spending more than $100 million to make schools safe.
Again.
$100 million.
$100 million.
You know what anybody could do with 100? You know what you could do with that?
A lot.
A lot.
A lot.
And apparently they didn't do
Jack.
diddly. Meanwhile, most of Chicago's private schools and learning centers are operating with in-person instruction.
Oh, that's funny how that works.
It's weird what happens when you don't have a
Union.
union or a thug trying to dictate how
Things are going to happen.
do things.
Yeah.
Mayor Beetlejuice claimed on CNN that Trump is the reason Chicago public school students have not returned to in-person learning,
Okay.
citing incompetence with the vaccine rollout.
Timeout.
Yes.
We just had a story. We talked like last hour. CDC said that the teachers don't have to be vaccinated because their likelihood and the chances of them catching the coronavirus from school is so extremely low, especially when they wash their hands, wear a mask, stay away from people. That it's not a problem and they should get back into school and go.
You're right.
The CDC said that.
Yes, they did.
That's
Yes, they did.
That's not Trump's CDC.
No, because he's not there.
That's President Joe Biden's CDC. Like if we're going to play the body politic like they did all the last 4 years, President Joe Biden's CDC has said that teachers can go back and start teaching in person again.
Yep.
So the unions should just shut their mouth and let it happen because President Joe Biden, who is also their guy, says that it's fine.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that because that would require looking at themselves and admitting they made a mistake. At least, again, I'm at least giving kudos to San Francisco. You know, they have
they pointed the finger at the right people.
They did point at the right people. Now they're gonna how they blame it, how it proceeds, how it rolls out and looks.
Correct. Yeah.
That's a whole different conversation. But at least they had a little bit of reflection on themselves. And as goofy as it is for the city who set themselves up, who put themselves in that place, who sold themselves to be the prostitutes, the whores that they are.
Yes.
They have at least admitted and saying, yes, this is the problem.
We screwed up.
Yeah. We screwed up. They've screwed up. But it's still local. It's still in San Francisco. It's not
right.
A president who's no longer in office and hasn't been there for almost 2 weeks or over 2 weeks.
Right. Since the 20th.
Yep. Quote, this is a very difficult situation we're in. Still, because of the incompetence of the previous administration. So I think it's important that both sides come to the table in good faith and recognize that we're both trying to work through a very challenging situation, but we must get a deal done. That is a quote from Mayor Beetlejuice herself.
Well, Mayor Beetlejuice, she came to the table last week, remember? Yeah.
Oh.
And she said, you will open up these schools or else. That was last week.
Yeah.
She decided she was She put her
Remember?
foot down.
And that's why they were going to do it Monday.
She put her foot down. It will open on Monday or else.
Yeah.
And then when it didn't open on Monday, she came back and said, well, it's Trump's fault.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. When you have sold yourself, your values, your principles, and everything else, you are no longer in control of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago is at the mercy of the school unions. Why? Because the school unions paid a hefty price to help get Mayor Lightfoot elected.
At least for the public schools.
Yeah, they put a big chunk in there. They are invested.
Oh, yeah.
They have a say.
Every union is invested in Lightfoot.
And they're not going to let their teachers go back because they don't want to.
They don't.
Why
have to.
should they? We've had this conversation. Why should they?
They don't have to.
They're still getting paid.
Yep, the union is still getting paid.
The
The teachers are
city-
still getting paid.
Yeah, the city is still paying the teachers to do. I mean, I'm not saying teachers aren't doing anything because they are doing the in-learning, the online learning.
Obviously.
But it's still like this is as easy as it gets. This is literally walking into your job and
You got nothing to do.
Nothing to do, nothing pressing. What you do is literally so easy.
You just, all right, I'll get to that today.
Yeah, and the kind that it's such an easy day, you can walk around, take your time. If you want to be in the bathroom an extra 2 minutes, if you want to go out and have an extra cigarette on your smoke break, and down to, you don't even have like your normal, I have a 2:15s and a 30-minute. No. It turns into, I have
a 45.
2:30s in an hour.
Yeah.
That's what it becomes. And nobody's going to say anything because it's nothing going on. It's not a big deal.
You could go take a nap.
Yeah, that's how. Well, I don't know about that, but that's how Chicago is looking at this. That's how the unions in Chicago are looking at this.
Yes.
And Lightfoot, Mayor Beetlejuice herself, has nothing she can do. There's nothing she can do.
I like naps.
I do too. I had one today.
Oh,
I did.
I wanted one.
I took a shower and I laid down because my back has been right underneath my damn shoulder blade, man. It has been killing me. I don't know why. I don't know what I did. I think actually I do. I've come to, I think it was when I wrecked the bike. When I laid it down,
And
I came down on that side.
And it's still messed up.
I think
Probably
it
got like kinked up in there.
a little bit. No, well, I mean
It's been a while.
It's been years ago. No, that's what I'm saying. I think it might be a residual like arthritis or something.
Oh, yeah. It could just.
Yeah, that's what I think. But my point is, this is what happens when you sell yourself. If you are not chasing and upholding principle.
Yeah.
If you put money over that, if you put people over that, you put anything over the principle, it is not only going to fail, but will never be able to be fixed because you now owe the people that you sold it to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. I mean, I could rattle on about this forever, but
Oh, yeah. No, it's fine. That's
I'm
what
not
it is.
going to because it makes my head hurt.
Right. And then
But it's always Trump's fault.
it's always Trump's fault.
Trump's fault. Trump
Yeah.
did it. Orange man bad.
You know, there's a
even though
guy-
he's not here anymore.
There's a guy that's been doing Trump man bad for a while, right? Mm-hmm. For a long while over into California.
Real fast. It just kind of occurred to me.
What's that?
And maybe I'm not paying attention as much to the news as
Sure,
I
yeah, maybe.
normally do. I don't know.
I don't know.
But
I mean, we do talk about it every night.
yeah, I know. That's why I'm really confused about this. I haven't really heard anything from Trump. Is it just me? Am I missing this? Is it just articles and stuff we catch?
Nope, he just went home.
He disappeared.
Like, he went home.
Not only did
he's supposedly starting a new party,
Oh, God.
right?
Okay.
But basically, he's quietly in the background.
But that's what I
right
was going to say. He did everything completely opposite of what he was
they
told
said he was
going to
gonna
do.
do. Yeah.
He walked out of office when the time came the right way.
Other
When
than
they
a few-
said
yeah.
he lost, he
he lost.
said, okay.
All right,
and he
fine.
accepted the results and he walked out.
Yeah, the only time that you
And
hear
has
anything,
not said a word.
Yeah, the only
Now,
time
I know it's only been a couple weeks, but still.
But still, anytime you hear anything, it's about how they're going to impeach him again.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. I've started thinking about that. And now, because we were talking about it, and I'm like, wait a second. And that's when I made the connection that
Orange man bad.
we hearing how bad he still is, but we haven't heard from him in the 2 weeks or so that he's been out of the White House.
And we understand that he basically has been barred from all social media.
Yeah, no,
But
and I got
still,
that too.
There are people writing news articles about everything that's happening politically. And if he wanted to say something, he could get in contact with them.
No, yeah, he can get it out. So
For
that's the
sure.
thing. And again, I know it's only been 2 weeks.
It's it.
Just something that hit me.
not
Anyway.
So California Governor Newsom.
Oh, God.
Um,
He is a nuisance.
yeah,
I mean-
he was a rising star in the Democrat Party. Just like
stop.
he was
Stop.
rising star, man. He was shooting stars, catapulting into the atmosphere.
No, that's not the song I was thinking.
I know, but yeah, I know where you were going, but it's still.
I was going more 80s.
I know. I'm right there. But it's funny. He's now plummeting to earth like GameStop stock.
Oh.
I'm not. It's
so
not even a joke. It's
sad.
true.
It's so sad.
Apparently, he's taken a massive hit in his approvals.
Finally?
Yeah, over the past several months, actually.
But I'm saying finally?
Oh, yeah. California residents have weathered some of the harshest restrictions across the nation during the coronavirus COVID-19 Wu-Tang clap pandemic. Even having Newsom once rescind many of the restrictions, only to enact them again. Tens of thousands of California businesses have been permanently shut down. In fact, the exact number of closed businesses is difficult to ascertain, but as of September, the number stood at around 19,000.
Holy cow.
And that was before the second lockdown.
You realize that out of those businesses, and I'm being generous with my math,
Sure.
but that could easily be 1 million people out of work. Easily.
Minimum. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's sad.
So Newsom still had an approval rating of 64% in September.
Oh, God.
You want to take a guess at what it is right now?
Oh, what it is right now? I was going to say, I thought you were going to ask me why it was that high.
Oh, no.
That was easy because everything was Trump's fault.
Yeah, everything was Trump's fault.
Orange man bad. We already had this
We already
conversation.
know this, yeah. But no. His approvals have dropped dramatically.
Mm-hmm.
You want to guess?
Like where they were to where they're at now?
Well, yeah. Well, 64% is where they were.
Okay.
Where are they at now?
I'm going to say this is California.
California, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's
And they're tired of the restrictions that's going on.
Tired
and all the
of it.
obvious stuff.
Everybody's
it's
not liking it.
The
Yep.
chickens are coming home to roost,
Right.
basically.
people are like, oh my gosh, I just want this done.
So his rating should probably drop to the mid-20s.
42% or 46. Sorry, 46%. Just under the 50% mark.
No, I didn't say it was dropping 20 points. I meant it dropped
No, it
down
dropped,
to
it
20%.
Yeah, I know. It dropped 18 points.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yep.
Are you kidding?
Nope.
Look. Bush had like a 46% approval rating back
When
during,
he was put into office.
Yeah, and through the all the crap that is gone on through his thing, he maintained about a 46. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, Trump was at a 48 as his max.
And
Yeah. Even more shocking in that just the past 4 months, or just 4 months ago, the difference between California approvals and disapprovals of Newsom's job performance was heavily in Newsom's favor 4 months ago. His job performance approval, so they did different ones. Overall approval went from 64 to 46. His job approval went from 64 to 36. California now disapproves him 46 to 48% total.
that's weird.
Not surprisingly, a majority of the respondents told the UC Berkeley Polling Institute that they disapprove of Newsom's handling of the COVID pandemic, vaccine rollout, handling of the state economy, and balancing of the public health interests and the state economy. Quote, people are reevaluating how well Newsom is handling the pandemic. Once your job performance rating starts to decline, it's more difficult to put back in the right direction. You kind of accumulate negatives over the time. That's Los Angeles Times.
A lie.
Times. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
It does.
They went and they garnered about 1.3 million valid signatures on a recall campaign.
Wow.
It needed 1.5 million.
You know what I've always wondered about those. Did they just stop looking?
I think so.
I wonder if they just stopped.
They stopped at 1.3. They were like, this is good enough.
Yeah. and just kind of quit pushing it all.
If I remember correctly, you have to do it within a specific time frame.
That's what I mean. And so they get to that point where they hit, oh, wow, we're at 1.3 already, and it's getting, maybe we should just not be out as often.
Hold on. Oh,
yeah.
oh,
let's not go out quite so often. But they'll go out and be like, no, seriously, I couldn't find anybody today. It was weird.
Yeah, it's funny, man. It's
Silicon
terrible.
Valley you thought they'd be all for it, but they're not.
Mm-hmm. See, UC Berkeley, their poll found that Newsom is certainly vulnerable for a recall effort. In fact, 36% of the 10,000 respondents.
See,
that's a lot, but it's not a lot in California.
Not for California. That's what I was getting ready to say.
That's a small number in Cali.
That you would think for a bigger situation like California, or same thing if you were doing it in Texas,
at least to 100,000.
Yeah, you up the ante just a tad. I get it that the number is still going to be theoretically the same,
closer.
It'd be, but that margin of error would be a lot less.
Right. The more people you have, the smaller margin of error.
Yeah. And you, again, in California, I know for a fact in California, there's probably a lot more people who are PO'd about, Newsom and his way he's doing things. But when you limit it to just 10,000 people.
There's more than 10,000 people on the UC Berkeley campus.
Yeah. So you're not.
Or hanging around their campus.
Yeah.
While 45% said that they would vote for Newsom, another 19% said that they were undecided.
I don't know.
So 36% said, yeah, kick him out. 45% said they'd vote for him again. And 19% said, I don't know. I don't know.
I guess. Maybe.
And
I don't know.
That actually makes sense because if you ever go to a college campus, those kids know absolutely nothing.
Yeah, they don't know their ass from a hole in the
ground.
They
have no freaking clue about what's going on around them. And you ask them a question, they're like, oh, yeah, this and that. They got nothing.
They don't know when it snows.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. No, that's just... They do these things. They do these things. Like, oh, well, we're in California, but we're only going to check 10,000 people. And those 10,000 people are, like you said, it's isolated in an area that is going to be heavily in your favor, like UC Berkeley. You know what I mean? Well, hey, guys, we need the supporters of Newsom, so let's do it on a school that is heavily left-leaning because it works out in our favor and blah, blah, blah.
Well, every school in California is heavily left-leaning. What are you going to find?
I mean, I get that, but I'm just saying.
You're just going to go to a more private school? Is that what?
I guess.
It's kind of the best option, I guess. I don't know.
You could. I don't know.
It's possible. I mean, it's variable, but I don't know.
I'm just so tired of it. People are frustrated. They really, truly are. The problem with it is they don't want to take the moment to figure out for themselves. They don't want to do it the right way. They don't want to put the effort into looking and doing their own homework. They want somebody else to tell them
what to do
so they can go and do it and they can get back to their life. That's what they want to do. And I don't blame them. Like, it's easier that way.
Right. Well, it is easier. I mean, it's just like when...
It's not accurate.
No. It's like when the CDC comes out with new COVID guideline restrictions and OSHA decides to print out new stuff.
Yeah, we talked about this yesterday.
We talked about how this was going to be partially implemented.
And we had somebody send us a thing on the website today or email us and say, hey,
the new training.
I am part of OSHA. Look at this.
Or at least I'm an OSHA trainer.
Or at least an OSHA trainer, yeah. Still makes it part of OSHA. If you're training it, you're part of it.
On January 29th, OSHA identified, this is the COVID and the 5A1. This is new OSHA instituted, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So on January 29th, OSHA identified and released 12 pages of guidance that they'll use to enforce criteria for COVID.
12 pages.
12 pages.
It takes 12 pages for them to say, wear a mask, stay 6 feet apart, wash your hands.
12 pages.
God.
So here are some temporary standards.
Uh-huh.
Assignment of workplace coordinator.
Oh, good.
That's
important. You got to have that one guy.
That one guy. Identification of where and how workers might be exposed to the COVID-19s.
Wait, what?
Identification of where and how workers might be exposed to COVID-19 at work.
That's what I'm saying. This is the jobs, the individual
this is
businesses.
Yep, you have to.
It's their responsibility to evaluate and figure out how people are. Yep. Isn't that the CDC's job?
Identification is next one. Identification of a combination of measures that will limit the spread of COVID-19 in the workplace in line with the principles of the hierarchy of controls.
Again, isn't that the CDC? The whole wear a mask 6 feet apart.
That's all.
Don't hang out in communal areas.
All just guidance.
Stop deep-throating doorknobs, that sort of thing.
Yeah, you should never do that.
I don't know. It's called a hobby.
Consideration of protections for workers, establishment of a system communicating effectively for the workers in languages that they understand, educate and train your workers in the COVID-19 policies, instruct your workers in infectants, blah, 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 blah.
There's 15 things on here
There's too many of them.
to just say wear a mask, and
Wear a mask, stay 6 feet apart.
which I argue doesn't work anyway, but
None of it
whatever.
works.
Still.
Yeah,
Oh, we're going to dive into this tomorrow.
I think so.
We're going to hold on to this because this
Yeah.
is too
Yeah,
good.
we got that.
There's even a flow chart.
There's a flow chart.
I love flow charts.
Flow charts are good.
Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Go to mojo50.com. They are the suckers who keep having us on every single night, 9
Love
p.m.
you guys.
Oh, yeah. And I will, as we say at our day job, you know what? We'll keep being here until they stop paying us, except for they don't pay us. So we're here until they tell us
To
no,
go away.
Till they lock the door.
Yeah.
We're going to be here.
Shut the system down.
Exactly. When they say you can't change the password, we're done. Anyway, mojo50.com. Go to iHeartRadio.com. Follow Mojo50 Radio for 24 hours, 7 days a week. Free speech, talk radio.
That's
The
it.
greatest around you're going to find, and probably the only one you'll ever find like us.
Uh-huh.
Go to DOAShow.com, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye.